All right, so welcome to STROLO-University. STROLO-U was created at the start of the COVID pandemic as a way to offer both physical and mental activities and classes to help benefit the cystic fibrosis community through the difficult months while society isolated at home. CFLF expanded this program with a new spring and fall semester this year, adding brand new classes and incorporating more educational and informative classes to the mix. The CFLF would like to thank all of the individual supporters and the STROLO-U instructors for their participation in making STROLO-University a positive resource and experience for people with CF. We hope you enjoyed today's class. Please keep checking on our website at cflf.org/STROLO-U and or our Facebook page with more class updates. We have registration available for classes at 2 weeks at a time, so keep checking back for new classes being added throughout the semester. So now I'm going to hand it over to Heather, and thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Heather McCoy. I'm almost 29 with CF, and I'm a year out from my second double lung transplant and through first transplant experience. It really inspired me as I went through pulmonary rehab to just go through the process of exercise and make it a daily part of my life. So it's just the way to my life. Every day is exercise, and it inspired me to go get my bachelor's degree in exercise and sports science. So I like to make exercise approachable, but also as fun as it can be. And if at any point during the exercise, it is something you're not able to do, don't worry about it. If it causes pain, please stop. Exercise should not cause pain, but you probably will feel at least some muscle movement. So I'll get started. First, we'll do a little bit of a warm up. And this, I love this chest stretch, tongue twister there. And it just helps open up those chest muscles, especially those with CF. You know, we struggle trying to get that breathing going. So we'll do about 4 of these, and you can hold it for about 3 seconds each. Or if you would like to do a little bit more or go longer, that's totally fine. So you just kind of open up there and stretch with your shoulder back as much as you can. Hold it for about 3 seconds and relax. Hold it again, 3 seconds and relax. 2 more times and relax. And then 1 last one and relax. Now this one, some people may be able to do and some not, but this is just kind of a little bit of a tricep extension, and it's kind of lifting that arm up over the head a little bit towards the back. And if you want to get an extended stretch, you can put your other hand up on kind of your elbow and push it back just a little bit. And we'll let it go. And we'll do about 3 of those each. You can just hold it for about 3 seconds. And then we'll do the other side. One more. All right, so now we got the blood flowing a little bit there. And I don't know if you have dumbbells. If you don't, that's totally fine. You can still do the movement even if you don't have a weight. If you don't have a dumbbell, you have a water bottle or a canned good, anything works. But like I said, you don't have to. If you can't, you can just do the movement. So you can do it on either one side or both sides. For me, I'll just do both sides. And we're going to just keep those elbows as close as you can to your body. And we're going to do a bicep curl. And we'll do 2 sets of 3. That's 3. And we'll relax a second. And I chose to choose the bigger guns of 5 pounds, but you could use 2 pounds. You could use whatever you like. All right. We'll do another set of 3. And typically with these, the key to exercise is you never want to go too fast with it because you can actually cause injury. So that's why a lot of the times people go pretty slow. And throughout this, I may switch it up and go from dumbbells to the band exercises. And that's just to give your muscles a break from not doing the same exercise over and over. All right, already got me breathing deep. Okay, so the next one we're gonna do is, you can call it a lateral raise, but I like to call it the butterfly. And we'll do 2 sets of 3 of those. And how you do this one is you will kind of reach that arm out to the side and back down. You don't want it way up in the air, but just kind of level with your body. And we'll do 1, 2, 3. You can relax. All right. 1, 2, 3, and relax. All right, now we'll switch it up to the bands. And if at any point you can't hear me or understand, please interrupt me and let me know. So this is kind of using the tricep area, but I like to call it the bow and arrow, and a lot of other people call it the bow and arrow. And we'll do a 6 on each side. So you'll typically put the band as if you're shooting a bow and arrow. So your one hand's gonna go kind of center above under your sternum area. And then you're gonna take your other arm and extend and reach out. And again, you don't want to do these too fast. 4, 5, and 6. Okay, relax. And this is one of my favorite exercises. Never really shot a bow and arrow, but I can use imagery, right? Right, so the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? And then using your band again, this is another little tricep area, but where you're going to wrap your band kind of around your waist area, keeping your arms as close together to your body as you can, and you're going to extend out and back in, out and back in. And you're going to do about 2 more of these. All right. Now another one we're going to do is still using the band. And if this is a little bit difficult, you definitely don't have to do it. You could still use the motion without stepping on the band. But if you're able to, kind of wrap that band underneath your foot. And we're going to pull up with the band. And again, going pretty slow. You don't want to do them too fast. You should really start to feel it in those lower arm area. Okay, we're going to switch it over to the other foot and do the exact same thing. All right. All right, so now we're going to go back to the dumbbells. And this is where your heart rate should get up a good bit. And we're going to just do some punches. And you can do it, kind of rotate those arms. You can either do it this way or you can do it this way, whichever is more comfortable for you. All right, so we're gonna punch, punch. All right. Give a second to catch breath. Need to catch my breath. All right. So the next one is, it can be a little bit tricky, but once you kind of get going, it's a little bit easier. So you can do it one at a time, or you can do it both. So you go up, turn, and come back down. So up, turn, and come back down. Up, turn, and come back down. I'm doing it one at a time just because I have 5-pound weights here. And I'm really starting to feel it. If anytime y'all just kind of these random sounds, it is my Dexcom, my glucose monitor going off. All right, catch your breath there. Give you about 30 seconds to just kind of catch your breath. You really should start feeling it across those arms. And we're still gonna, the next exercise, we're still gonna be using the dumbbells. All right. So now what we're gonna do is, this kind of works the deltoid area, but we're going to bring them up, come to the middle of the chest, hold them together, and then apart. So come together, and apart, come together. You could do this standing up, sitting down, laying down. There's no really wrong way to do this. Do about 2 more. All right, give it a second to relax. We're gonna use the dumbbells again for the next one. Give just a second. All right, so the next one is a shoulder press. So you're just gonna do the same concept as you did with the coming together to the middle of your chest. You're going to come up touch, and back. So up, touch, and back. And you can go as far up as you want. It doesn't, as long as you're touching and coming down, you're okay. You should really start to feel it in your shoulders. And if you don't have dumbbells, you should still start to feel it with that movement of the shoulder muscles. They especially like to use this in transplant exercises because with transplant, you have to have so much strength to pull yourself out of bed. So when you don't have a lot of lung function, some of these exercises can be really strenuous. But it's always fun to build muscle. All right. Give it a second to relax. Now, I don't know how many people do squats, or if you do squats at all, if you don't like them. If you don't like doing squats, it's totally fine. You could still just do the motion of reaching down to pick up. You don't have to do the squat. But using the squat kind of uses not only the upper body, it uses the lower body as well. So that's what we're going to do next. We'll be picking up the dumbbell, and it's just a dumbbell squat. So if you don't want to use the dumbbell, you can just, if you have something else you want to use, that's fine. If you don't have anything and you just want to do the motion, okay too. Here is increase. Just catch my breath a second. I got myself worked out. All right, so let's start, and we will do about 6 of these and see how we're feeling. We might can do 9. We'll see. So how you do a squat, if you don't know, is you just act like exactly like you're gonna sit into a chair and just kind of reach down and back up. So if you're using the dumbbell, it can be, typically you'd want to use just one and just kind of sit it down, squat, and pick back up. And because you're picking it up, you would technically go a little bit lower than what you would in a chair, but the concept of a squat is kind of like you're going to sit in a chair. All right, I'll do about 3 more here. All right, take a rest. I like to give a little bit of a rest break between these because obviously with CF, we kind of have to catch our breath. So it's always good to do that. And the next one we're going to do is a tricep fly, which is the best way to describe this one is if you're trying to almost take off skiing. So you're just going to use those dumbbells and reach, and like you're reaching behind you. So you would have this motion. So we'll do that in just a second. All right. We're going to reach behind. You want to be sure that you're keeping those elbows as close as you can because you don't want to be way out here. You should really start to feel that up here.
Are we squatting slightly?
Not, you're just kind of leaning your body and pushing those dumbbells back.
All right, thank you.
I'm pretty short, so it may look like I was squatting. A few more. All right. Catch your breath. All right, so the next set of 2 exercises we'll do is with the dumbbells again. And it's going to be different positions of using punches. So you can bring your dumbbells up and you're just going to extend out and back in. You'll let yourself rest. And then we'll do 2 more sets of those. Okay. All right. I find when you use dumbbells, you kind of, unless you're really, really strong in your arms, you can feel that wearing on you. Especially 2 pounds, you'll really, really start to feel it. All right. Give those arms a rest a minute. The next one we're going to do is we will take the dumbbells and we'll go up and just back down. So you're almost acting like you're pushing those dumbbells up and almost as if they're going to rest on that shoulder, but not really resting them on the shoulder, just enough, and then you'll push them back up. All right. And if I seem like I'm not doing it as well on my left side, I actually have a little bit of damage from the ECMO machine, the life support machine from transplant. So if it seems like my arm's just kind of looking a little weird, that's why. Right, so we're gonna go up and down, up, all right. We'll have one more with the dumbbell in just a second, give you about 30 seconds there to kind of relax and catch your breath. And then we'll end with a band exercise and some diaphragm breathing. Right. So this one is pretty easy. You can do it with 2 dumbbells or you can do it with 1, whatever is the best for you. So this is just kind of being right in line with your chest. You're going to extend out and back in. And you should feel that pretty much all the way in your arms and right there in your chest. So about 2 more here. All right. So if you, this one's pretty easy. You can use, I like to use actually a massage roller, but you can definitely just use your arms. This is another just good kind of stretch as we're using those muscles to open up that chest cavity. So you'll just kind of want to push those shoulders back. Just kind of give yourself a good stretch there and hold it for about 5 seconds and relax. And especially us with CF, we should feel that as we're trying to expand those lungs out a little bit. Do about 5 of these. All right. If you want to do a little bit more, that's fine, but 5 should suffice. All right, the next thing we're going to do is band. If you band, if you just don't want to do it. So the best way to describe this is if you want to hold those arms as close together to your body as possible, just to kind of keep it straight. And you're going to take your band and you're kind of pulling it, but not pulling like really, really extending it. We're pulling it enough that you kind of feel a little bit of tension between the middle part of your band. And you should be able to feel it mostly up in your triceps, but your whole lower arm, especially in your wrist area as well. You should kind of feel that stretching. Two more here. All right. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to end here. I know it's 12:33, but we'll do a little bit of here with the breathing and just kind of relax and tone down here. So one good stretch here, especially with us with CF, to do is just expanding those lungs, trying to get as much air in as possible. So you can do it this way, but it's kind of good to just reach up as far as you can, taking a big breath, and just exhale real slow. And go up again. And as you do this, you should feel your body kind of starting to relax after doing all the exercising. Some of your muscles will kind of start relaxing a little bit, but you should feel it in your chest, just kind of taking them breaths and slowing that breathing down enough to get back to your normal state. This is a really good exercise to do, even if you're not doing an exercise routine, because it's expanding those chest muscles and practicing those deep breaths. One more here. All right. How's everybody feeling?
Feeling good.
Yeah, that's a good routine. I'm actually double lung transplant too.
Are you really?
Hmm.
That's awesome. When was your transplant?
It will be 4 years next month. I went
Oh,
to Minnesota.
Oh, happy 4 years.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Where'd you have your transplant?
In Minneapolis at the U of M.
Really? Really? I had mine at Duke. So as you can see, I'm in the
Yeah, I have a few friends who got theirs at Duke too.
Yeah, that's awesome though. 4 years. Yeah, I mean, every year is a milestone, but the further you get out is just incredible.
When's
Yes.
your anniversary?
My first transplant I had was November 12th, 2012. And I had about 7 years and, got chronic rejection. And then this transplant was January 18th, 2020. So luckily I got it before the pandemic, but
awesome. Yeah, that you got right.
Well, so how are you feeling with yours? Is everything going good?
Yeah, things are good. Just have a lot of sinus issues mainly and stomach problems now again.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a sinus person too. I've had tons and tons of sinus surgeries and yeah. I think a lot of what my routine does is just I'm one of those that I'm really inspired by exercise. So like I try to keep in the mind frame like Heather, not everybody is, transplant. And it may seem, but I really just incorporate everything from either my own knowledge or things I've made up or, from rehab because, I try to share that knowledge with other people that,
right, yeah.
Because as you know, before you had transplant, you probably didn't think, oh, I'm not going to use that muscle. And then once you had transplant, you're like, oh my gosh, like, all these muscles and trying to pull yourself up out of bed and the whole thing. So, yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad you joined today. And
oh yeah, absolutely.
Doing legs next time. So I don't know if you're a leg person, but
I do like lower body a lot and upper body and abs. I work out a few times a week and then I'll go hiking or snowboarding once a week at least, usually.
Really, I bet snowboarding's a lot. I've never been snowboarding, but I want to hopefully try it someday.
This was my first year doing it.
Oh, really? Yeah.
It's on my bucket list. I want to learn how to snowboard, so now here I'm snowboarding every week.
Yeah, any of it's wonderful for exercise. So yeah, I just don't live. I live in South Carolina, so I don't live.
Right, yeah, I'm in Colorado.
Yeah. Yeah, I think. Are you on Instagram? I think I've seen you. I need to follow you. What's your name?
Long story short.
Yeah, I'll have to follow you. I'm Heather McCoy, Heather_McCoy 3. So I have to follow you after this.
Well, I think I follow you.
Do you?
I think so. I've heard that name before. I don't know, follow people.
He looks familiar from because how stuff like pops up on Instagram and stuff. And I was like, her picture her face looks familiar. So
yeah, I feel like my camera, there's like something on the screen. So
that's
I don't know if for you guys or for me, it looks like it's smudged.
Yeah, I don't like been squinting but my eyesight. So a little short story about me is, so after I had transplant the second time, I just had a huge amount of complications. And one of it was obviously, like I described, my left side. but I had to walk again, talk again, eat again. Like everything's taught, like everything you could think of, I had to do again. And so my vision actually got disrupted. In one of the surgeries, they had to go back in for the trach. And so somehow my eyes got scratched or something, because they're doing a ton of stuff during that time. And so I actually had like abrasions happen on my eyes. And so I'm already like where I can't see far off as it is. And then add in that. And so a lot of time I'll be like looking and it's like, I'm just like, I can't see that far off. And so, yeah, I've just had to learn to live with it. But it's like, as you can see, like I'll write down my exercise plan and it's like in big bold letters so I can actually see. And so, yeah, I'm one of them persons that even with glasses, I'm like, dang, I can't see. So, but yeah, I'm going to be doing legs next time. And then I'll be doing some of the, trying to incorporate some balance and some floor and some other. I may mix in a little bit of what we've already done. I don't know, did you have to do pulmonary rehab?
Yep, before and after. And I was going to the gym before the transplant because they're like, you should, the upper body muscles and like the quads just for getting out of bed once you get the surgery. So I was.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was always athletic, but yeah, I was, had to do it before and after. And I think that's why I've probably stuck with it as well, is just like my whole room here is just nothing but exercise equipment. And so I try to incorporate with each exercise routine, I do a little bit of everything. But what I did with rehab is we did, arm day, leg day. So, we were forced to do some exercises we didn't want to do, but then you learn to appreciate them. So,
yep.
So yeah, as you can tell, I have to take my breast as well. And but I'm really glad you joined, and I definitely am going to follow you. And if you want me to do other stuff and you think of something, let me know, or you have a question. If you think of something, you're like, hey, she should do that, I'll do it. I know a lot of stuff. Like I was telling Tiffany, I know Pilates, I know yoga, but at rehab, we actually had a day where they would force us to do something different. And for some reason, when I was so short of breath, I absolutely hated yoga. Day they would be like, oh yeah, and I'm like, no. So, that was already a workout, and then they wanted us to do yoga. And so I don't know. I mean, I appreciate it. I appreciate all exercise, but there's just some things that I like doing this stuff more, like cardio and strength and conditioning. So
I don't like cardio.
Yeah, I do like for some reason, doing a recumbent bike is one of my favorites. But when I ride a manual bike outside, it's a little bit difficult for me with my legs. And but I love swimming. Obviously, I can't teach swimming over a swim. I mean, you never know. Like one of them little cameras that go underwater, but but yeah, I love swim. So that's one of my favorite exercises. But yeah, Tiffany, set me up with doing this. I'm just having a ball. And
That's awesome.
But, yeah. So I hope everybody in their Sunday. And like I said, if you want to reach out to me on social media, I'm Heather_McCoy3, and then I'm Facebook Heather.McCoy.96, something crazy like that. But I didn't make that. But I think Anthony, you're already following me, so
yeah. I just followed you, Rima, on Instagram.
Okay.
Sorry, it keeps cutting out. What did you say?
No, I said I just followed you on Instagram.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna follow you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll hop on it. I don't think I can do it on a Zoom. Maybe I could. I'm still learning. I learned how to do the Instagram stories, and I don't know if y'all know Summer Love,
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
but Summer taught me into getting a TikTok because
I got one too.
yeah, I'm a musician. So she was like, "Oh yeah, you need to do a TikTok."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, well now I'm still trying to understand how it works." I was actually asking my niece the other day, that's like 12. I was like, "How do you work this thing?" And she's like,
I had to Google FYP meant. I was like, what the hell is this for your page? I was like,
I don't know.
"Yeah, replay stuff." Like I had to Google, like, what does this mean before, like, especially somebody comments it and you don't know what it means, and I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, I have some friends that can probably help you out with that.
I might need somebody to teach a class on TikTok, and like,
We'll add that.
we'll all be there.
Yeah.
Hey Tiffany, maybe Tom can teach that.
Oh, goodness. This was great. I really enjoyed it. Thank you, Heather.
Yeah, thank you so
Yeah.
much. I was really
Yeah.
burning on some of those, like with
Too
the
much,
I don't know if you guys saw, I was using a salt and pepper shaker because I'm not home, so I don't
I
have
love that. I love that.
so add salt and pepper.
You
My
are home though.
friend was like,
Genius.
"Oh, use the tomato sauce." I'm like, "I'm not gonna," because at least the salt and
Oh, yeah,
pepper
use the
shaker, it
big
looks like
can.
it.
Hey.
That is like genius. You're still getting the workout, but you're not exhausting yourself like
Yeah.
I am here with 5 weights.
It was definitely still working. I was definitely like still coughing and stuff. So I was like, "Oh, yay, it's working out."
Yeah, I was
Are you-
thinking, I was like, I hope that I'm not gonna like overwhelm people.
Yeah.
Like I said, so I try to make it where everybody can do it, because everybody's at different stages of their CF, and a lot of people all the time, "Well, I don't have this or I don't have that," and I'm like, "Listen, you can exercise with like anything." So I absolutely love that you use the salt and pepper shaker. That's like one of the best ones. Yeah.
I use the bed sheet for the as the what you call it.
Oh,
Resistant,
the
but
resistant bands. I actually
Yeah.
have resistant bands, Jen. Sorry, I forgot to tell you where they were.
Yeah, so I did some of the exercises.
yeah, that's perfect too. The bed sheet, hey, that works. I think
I was
some
like, hey, it got elastic.
or something, but yeah, I mean, you still probably felt them stretches, doing those back and forth. But I had a funny one of the therapists, PT guys. He's a really nice older man, and he had been working at Duke for like years and years, and we all love him as a person, but we dreaded his class because he would just keep going and going and going, and you'd get to like 30 reps, and you're like, I mean, he's a really, really fit guy, bikes to work every day type thing. And I mean, you would just sit there, and you're in lung failure, you're trying to get a transplant. You're just like, oh my gosh, please, like, stop. And so I always try to keep in mind, like, his name was David, and it's like, don't be like David, don't be like David, don't be doing 30 reps or something. But yeah, I love that bed sheet, salt and pepper shaker. So next week is legs, and we'll still be using bands, but shouldn't, if you have like a balance ball, I don't know if you have a balance ball. If you don't, it's totally fine.
Use
We'll
the
think
dog.
So like
Yeah.
a yoga ball.
hey, yoga ball works.
Oh, okay.
If you don't have that, you could use a tomato sauce can, anything works.
Would a medicine ball work?
Yeah, that works. That works. It may not be as heavy, but well, I don't know, with our meds, it might be. Put 3 or 4 on there.
No, like the heavy medicine balls for
Oh,
working out.
yeah, that works. Yeah, any of that stuff works. Yeah, we'll be, I promise I won't make y'all where y'all can't like sit on the toilet, but you know.
For next week's class, just send me a quick text of the equipment that you want us to use, so I can just put that in the description, so people
Okay.
know if they have it, they can use it. If not, you know, it's fine.
I'll send you a text once I get off here, because
All right.
but it should be just like I said, a band. If you don't have a ball, you know, just salt and pepper shaker, you know, something. That is
Or your cat.
a dog.
I can use the cat.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a cat.
Hi,
It's got like a little mustache. I love it.
No.
this is Gimli.
Gimli. Wait, is that from Game of Thrones? Or no, sorry. Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wait, where's that from? That's familiar.
And I lost Peanut. Oh, he's laying down.
You can lift him too.
Yeah, I have two kitties too. One got hit by a car in December,
Oh no.
So- passed away, but I still have little kitties, and my parents call one of them a CF cat because for some reason it had some kind of like problem as it was growing up. I had to bottle feed it, but it doesn't gain weight. Like it's like a 5-year-old cat, but it's maybe 4 or 5 pounds. So my parents call it the CF cat. It's like it's taken after me with not being able to get weight. But yeah, I have 2 little dogs too. I'm about to get another little puppy. So maybe during one of these.
A cat on the shoulder. And
Just like I'm doing my exercise.
It's chaos over here. It's just But yeah, this was awesome.
yeah, so much.
Yeah, everybody join in for next week.
I'll be there. And
Tell
yeah,
your friends, spread the
the same
news.
time.
Excuse me. Okay, so thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
All right, thank you guys.
Sunday.
Day.
All right, see you next Sunday.
All right. Enjoy your Sunday. Bye.
Bye.